A very good morning to you. It's lovely to see all of you come here to this morning music session, and I hope to introduce to you the wealth of Tagore's music for those of you who haven't heard Tagore's songs before. I have set the theme of this presentation as Anando Gaan, which is really songs of joy and introspection. Tagore lived in constant wonder at nature's magic, which brought on the perennial change of seasons with their rich diversity. His songs on nature resonated with a sense of joy, Anando Gaan, as he identified with the varying moods of nature, in which he read a divine message of bounty and depletion. Today, when Earth's environment stands threatened, many of these songs carry great relevance. The simplicity in the lyrics and the rich variety of music that he himself composed for them appeals to us even today. In 1912, when Tagore sang some of the Gitanjali songs at a soiree in London, while Yeats read out his English translations, Ezra Pound commented that the poems conveyed, and I quote, a sort of ultimate common sense, a reminder of one thing and of 40 things of which we are likely to lose sight of in the confusion of our Western life, in the racket of our cities. My repertoire today will include, among others, a few of the Gitanjali songs. The first song which I will present is from the genre of devotional songs or puja in the vast oeuvre of Tagore's Rabindranath Tagore. Tagore found sustenance in nature while facing the succession of untimely tragic deaths in his own family. First, my translation. Jagat jure udar shure Anando Gaan baje. Resounding the world over are the welcoming notes of a song of joy. When will that song resonate in the deep recesses of my heart? When will I be able to love wholeheartedly the winds, the water, skies, and light, as they hold court within me in different manifestations? Opening my eyes wide, let my heart gladden as I set out on my path, satisfied and fulfilled in the knowledge that you are there for me in the midst of life. And it is your name that resounds in all my work. Jagat jure udar shure Anando Gaan baje. Jagat jure udar shure Anando Gaan baje. She gaan kabe gobhir rabe bajibe hiya baje. Jagat this a bit low. Should I put it up a bit? Yeah. Tagore's plea, repeated often in his songs, was to take a moment's break and step aside from the hurly-burly of life, to become attuned to the magical serenity of nature, to hear the birds and bees and delight in the blossoms of a flower garden. This message is so profound in today's context. London is witnessing a phenomenal movement for environmental awareness about climate change. The Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, has cultivated a special garden called Back to Nature, where children, including her own, could find joy. The next song, which is verse 89 from Tagore's Gitanjali, says, and I paraphrase, "Step aside from the din of daily life and take an untimely leave to hear the whisperings of nature. For long you have traveled on life's highway and struggled with the right and the wrong. Now is the moment to savor the idle hours. But at whose bidding comes this call? Who knows?" Now let me read out Tagore's verse, number 89 from Gitanjali. "No more noisy words from me, such is my master's will. Henceforth I deal in whispers. The speech of my heart will be carried on in murmurings of a song. Men hasten to the king's market, all the buyers and sellers are there. But I have my untimely leave in the middle of the day, in the thick of work. Let then the flowers come out in my garden, though it is not their time. And let the midday bees strike up their lazy hum. Full many an hour have I spent in the strife of the good and the evil, but now it is the pleasure of my playmate of the empty days to draw my heart on to him. And I know not why is this sudden call to what useless inconsequence." রাজার পথে লোক ছুটেছে, বেচা কেনার হাত উঠেছে। রাজার পথে লোক ছুটেছে, বেচা কেনার হাত উঠেছে। আমার ছুটি অবেলাতে দিন দুপুরের মধ্যখানে কাজে মাঝে ডাক পড়েছে, কেন যে তা কে বা জানে। কোলাহল তো বারণ হলো, এবার কথা কানে কানে, তখন হবে প্রাণের আরাম, কেবলমাত্র গানে গানে। মোর কাননে অকালে ফুল উঠুক, তবে মুঞ্জরিয়া মধ্য দিনে মৌমাছিরা ব্যারাক মৃদু গুঞ্জরিয়া মোর কাননে অকালে ফুল উঠুক তবে মুঞ্জরিয়া মধ্য দিনে মৌমাছিরা ব্যারাক মৃদু গুঞ্জরিয়া মন্দ ভালোর দ্বন্দ্বে খেটে গেছে তোদের অনেক কেটে মন্দ ভালোর দ্বন্দ্বে খেটে গেছে তোদের অনেক কেটে অলস খেলার সাথে এবার আমার হৃদয়ে টানে বিনা কাজের ডাক পড়েছে কেন যে তা কে বা জানে কোলাহল তো বারণ হলো এবার কথা কানে কানে এখন হবে প্রাণের আলাপ কেবল মাত্র গানে গানে This keeps coming down. Tagore believed there was a divine energy manifest in nature which constantly drained and replenished life. This made man, the recipient of this energy, endless, perennial, or shesh, that which has no end. The next song, which is really the first verse from his Gitanjali collection, speaks of this, which I will now read out. Thou hast made me endless, such is thy pleasure. This frail vessel thou emptiest again and again, and fillest it ever with fresh life. This little flute of a reed thou hast carried over hills and dales, and hast breathed through it melodies eternally new. At the immortal touch of thy hands, my little heart loses its limits in joy and gives birth to utterance ineffable. Thy infinite gifts come to me only on these very small hands of mine. Ages pass, and still thou pourest, and still there is room to fill. আমারে তুমি অশেষ করেছো এমনি লীলা তব কুড়ায়ে ফেলে আবার ভরেছো জীবন নব নব আমারে Tagore's sense of wonder, Bishoy or Bismay, at finding himself as part of a pulsating universe is expressed in the following song from the category of devotional songs or puja in Tagore's oeuvre. Akash bhara, Shurjo tara, Bishwa bhara pran, Bishoye. First, my translation from my book on Tagore. The sun and star-studded skies, a world throbbing with life, in the midst of which have I found my place. In wonder thus does my song arise. The turbulence of eternal time, the ebb and flow that rocks the world, have sent a tidal surge coursing through my bloodstream. In wonder thus does my song arise. On blades of grass have my feet stepped along the forest path. My mind has started at the heady fragrance of flowers. The gifts of your joy are scattered all around. In wonder thus does my song arise. I have strained my ears. I have opened my eyes wide. I have poured out my life unto the bosom of the earth. I have searched for the unknown in the midst of the known. In wonder thus does my song arise. Akash bhara, Shurjo tara, Bishwa bhara pran, tahari majkhane, ami peche mor sthan bishoye, tai jage amar gaan, akash bhara. অসীম কালে যে Tagore was perhaps most content to sit by the wayside and watch the seasons go by in cyclic regularity. With philosophical detachment, he would observe people calling on him, bearing tidings, while he remained a smiling observer, singing his songs and waiting for that blessed moment of epiphany when he would encounter his maker. Amar ei path chawatei anando. This is verse number 44 from Gitanjali. This is my delight, thus to wait and watch at the wayside, where shadow chases light and the rain comes in the wake of the summer. Messengers with tidings from the unknown skies greet me and speed along the road. My heart is glad within, and the breath of the passing breeze is sweet. From dawn till dusk I sit here before my door, and I know that of a sudden the happy moment will arrive when I shall see. In the meanwhile, I smile and I sing all alone. In the meanwhile, the air is filling with the perfume of promise. Amare path chawate anando, amare path chawate anando, khele jay roudro chaya borshay ashe boshanto, amare path chawate anando, amare path chawate anando, karai Finally, I will end with the well-known song, Auld Lang Syne, but in Tagore's version. Tagore had been receptive to musical influences from across the world, and during his first visit to England in 1878, as an impressionable young man, he had been struck by the rhythm and music of many Scottish tunes. Purano Shei Diner Kotha Shei Ki Bhola Jai, based on Auld Lang Syne, was perhaps one of his favorites. His Bengali verse, was quite faithful to the melody and the lyrics of the original Scottish song. But first, my translation from my book on Tagore. Memories of those days, can one forget them ever? Those glances and outpourings of the heart, can they be forgotten? Come once more, my friend, come unto my heart. Telling tales of joy and sadness, let us fill our hearts. We have plucked flowers at dawn, swung on swings, played on the flute, and sung under the bokul tree. Alas, somewhere along the way we parted, going our separate ways. Now that we have met again, my friend, come unto my heart.